Good morning everybody, Wild Rocket is here with you from Great Shelford in Cambridge, and today I'm going to show you how to make a coconut cashew ice cream. I've been very blessed this month to have unrestricted access to Vitamix, so I plan on taking full advantage of it, and this will be the first in what I hope to be a fun series of recipes. It's a beautiful day here in Cambridge. It's 7:10 in the morning, it's nice and early. I'm sitting after my neighbour's cats here in this beautiful house. It's a beautiful space, very minimal, very nice prana. The feng shui here is very peaceful, very balanced, very harmonious, very conducive to health. So I thought it would be very good and useful and fitting environment in which to film a video. So here we go, let's make a coconut cashew ice cream together. So I have here young Thai coconuts, which I bought from the market. I have some maca powder. Smells remarkable. I have some vanilla powder. I just use a little bit of that. And I also bought some cashews from the market, which is nice. That's going to be pretty much it. I also have dates from Palestinian dates. I highly recommend these. If you're in a position where you need dates and you live anywhere with a large sizable number of people in London or in the UK, see if you can find zaytun. They are by far the most worthy brand to support because the dates are great and high quality, but more than that, they support the Palestinian farmers. So, you know, you can't get dates anywhere in the world as well as you can in Palestine. So check it out. So today, now these are very easy to open. They look difficult, but they're actually very easy. And I'm going to show you how I do it. There's many ways, but this is how I do it. So I'm going to get a serrated knife. Now all I'm going to do here, bend the camera down so that you can see, is just take that top off there. Like that. Just go around it a bit. Basically what you want to do is get off all that husk until, keep cutting until you see just a brown rim all around. I'll show you now. This is really exciting because it's the second time since coming back from Japan that I've had access to some coconuts, so that's really fun. When I was in Japan, there was one shop, quite a few supermarkets, but only one which imported the Thai coconuts, or in that case from the Philippines. But these ones are from Thailand, so but they're all the same pretty much. And coconuts are great because they're one of the last natural non-GMO foods, and they're such a perfect balance of electrolytes, healthy fats, hydration, minerals. You can't go wrong with the coconuts. Oh, I love them. If I can continue to get them easily, I can see myself going through them this summer. Yeah, in great quantities. So here you go, you see this all brown here, which means now we're ready to crack it. So I'm going to move the computer back just a bit, because knowing my luck, well, it's not really to do with luck, more about knowing the practicalities of the situation. There's a small potentiality that I could spray, so we'll be mindful of that. Let's see. Any knife will do. Doesn't need to be a cleaver, but as long as there's a protruding edge that you can use to kind of hammer it in, that's the important thing. So here, as you can see, you've got little lines, little kind of fault lines here, in like a triangular fashion. All you want to do is use your knife here and just bonk, go around, hitting each of the fault lines, because those are the, we can say, the weak points that will help you open your coconut. So around the weak points, okay, almost got it there. There, we're cracking it. And now you simply pop it off like you would a lid. There you go. And the seemingly little coconut is open. You can see the coconut flesh there, which I'm going to scoop out and put into this beautiful, beautiful blender. Oh man, this is a good blender. It's actually the best blender that you can buy in the West. So I'm going to go to sieve now, because there are probably going to be some loose wood chips inside, which is normal and fine, nothing wrong with that. But we don't need that in our smoothie, so went in. How much do we have here, by the way, just out of sheer interest? Alright, that's fine. I'm going to use this, use all of it for my smoothie. Or ice cream, I should say. Oh wow, the fish looks nice. Ah, it smells so good. Reminds me of Dubai, or yeah, reminds me of summery weather. Okay, anyway. So we have here about, now how much water you get from a coconut that varies. It's usually between 250 milliliters and 500 milliliters. It also depends on the size of the coconut. When you're picking a coconut, you want to pick ones which seem really heavy. The heavier they are, the more likely it is that there will be water. There'll be a great amount of water inside of them. So you want to look out for coconuts which are quite heavy to the touch, easy to lift, and have a high quantity of water. Because they're more likely to have, I should say, those that are likely to have a higher quantity of water. If you can, try to ask to see if they have any cold ones in the back, because those are also the ones which are least likely to be spoiled. So I'm going to get this now, and I'm going to scoop out the flesh, because the flesh is going to be used by me to do the smoothie. What you do, you can use any spoon, and now you simply go around and you keep scraping it off until you see the brown. I would say don't scrape off too harsh, because otherwise you get a lot of the wood chips on the meat, which is not a bad thing, but you'll have to remove a lot of it when you come to use it in your smoothie. So go around firmly, but not too firm. Just firm enough that it peels out, basically. That's what I do. This is beautiful. Coconut mornings, yeah? Vitamix mornings. What a blessings. I hope that you're all having a good, genuinely fulfilling phases in your lives right now. Life has ups and downs, of course, but I firmly know that if you keep love as your compass, you remain focused on your higher truths, you will attract all that you need into your existence. Sometimes it may be quite difficult and arduous, but if you have love as your compass, it will always lead you towards your highest truth. It will always lead you towards bliss. It may not happen immediately, and it may not even happen, you know, as you predict it, as you predict, or as you envision it in that time, but eventually some form of your truth will manifest. So please bear that in mind when you go about your day to day. Alright, I think that's pretty much, this is the lot. I'll scrape off this bit here as well. Okay, that's nice. So now we have, as you can see, these are all fine, but we have some wood chips here from which I'm going to remove before I dump in here into the coconut water. So I'll do that. You have to do such a thorough job. Just all the kind of really obvious bits. If they're tiny, if they're microscopically tiny, it's okay. But just so you have a nice smooth, end product. Oh boy. I said Dubai when I smelled them, because the first time I ever opened one of these is when I was in Dubai. If you want to look for these, if you're living in America, or if you're living in England, or if you're living anywhere, if you're living around Europe, your normal mainstream supermarkets are not likely to sell these. In order to find these, your best bet is to try one of the Asian markets, Korean markets, or Indian or Pakistani markets, or West Indian markets, anywhere where there's likely to be a wider variety of fruit and vegetables, of fresh produce that are not commonly used amongst middle-class Westerners. So those are the kind of places where you want to go to try to find young Thai coconuts such as these. And there are a few benefits to that. You support to the people who sell them, which is important. The second thing is that the second and really important thing, well, if you go through a lot of them, is that the places that sell them tend to sell them quite affordably. So most fresh produce in the West is rather pricey. Okay, that's good to be smoothied up. This is the most time-consuming bit by far. Okay. What can I say about coconut water? Coconut water is great, really. It's a potent source of potassium and electrolytes. Coconut oil is an amazing source of medium chain saturated fats, which are the kind of fats which are the most soothing, and the only kind of saturated fats, I believe, to the best of my knowledge, that are most easily digested by the body, and that, not just that, but also contribute to the skin and the internal organs' elasticity. So coconut is great. It's higher than bananas in potassium, which is a mineral that you often lose after any sort of strenuous activity. So they're great for that as well. It's just so versatile as well. You can use it basically as you would milk, as you would dairy milk, and it tastes much nicer too. It doesn't have any of them. Doesn't have any of the that persistent lactosey aftertaste of milk. So yeah, it's a no-brainer, I think. It is an absolute no-brainer. you want to get in on the coconut for sure. You want to get in on that coconut action. And this recipe is particularly wonderful because it tastes just like ice cream. It tastes and feels just like ice cream. All the Ben and Jerry's and Haagen-Dazs and what have you, which is fair enough that all that exists. Because these things exist, it's always nice to know that you can do, and they're delicious, that you can do versions of them which do you good and which taste nice. And I think it's very important to do. I think so. If you want to live meaningfully and healthily in this world and still have a lot of fun with the people that you love, with yourself, and enables you to embrace this gorgeous. I'm almost done, by the way. This is only the second. This is only the second. This is the third day that I've been using the Vitamix. Before today, before I temporarily moved in here. Last time I played with one was when I was doing a volunteer experience at a raw food restaurant in Dubai, and that was fun. I got to make my own recipe and I won it in a little competition. I think for that, I made a smoothie that had coriander, kiwi, apple, not apple, but some coriander, kiwi, celery, banana, and I think some maca powder, if I'm not, a bit of maca and spirulina, if I'm not, which I used to say spirulina, which we also have here, which I had a bit of that this morning. That was really nice. Okay, so here we have some coconut meat. Okay, I think I will leave it there. Anyway, so let's wash the hands briefly. So here we go. As you can see, we have got the coconut meat and the coconut water, and that is the base of my smoothie. Now, because I'm just making for myself, I have about, I don't know, let's say 300 grams of cashews here. I'm only going to use 250, so I'll probably use this much here. And I'll dump it straight in. I'll dump it straight into my smoothie, and I'll blend it up, and then I'll put in the dates, and you'll see what I'll do. So, you've got a good look at that. Boom. But not too close that you spill, baby. Yeah, see. Yeah, okay. I think up to that. So it's fine. Okay, I think that's a good amount to go with. We have some more for later, which is nice. So I'm going to blend these up. That's what I'm going to do. The Vitamix has got this big lid. Cover it. Let's see, I'm going to start off at setting 4. Work that for a bit. Let me get my camera. So there we go, that's the cashews, coconuts and coconut water blended. Smells milky. Next I'm going to put in approximately 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 dates. I'm going to put in 8 dates. 2, 3. Now always use dates in your smoothie. You almost always, unless you go to a particularly awesome market, find them outside of the Middle East dry, which is fine. But you still want to make sure that they have a bit of moisture when you buy them. If they look and seem and appear too dry, I wouldn't buy them, just because at that point they're probably not going to be very easy to digest. But dates are great. They're one of the oldest foods on the planet, one of the most time-honoured, one of the most purest, and they're just little energy bombs. You have some dates and you instantly have a great deal of energy. And because there's so high in natural fruit sugars, you don't need a lot in order to spring into life, shall we say. So dates. Now if I was using any other blender, I would soak the dates overnight, and that's what I used to do back when I had an ordinary blender. And if you have an ordinary blender and you're doing this recipe, you need to soak your dates beforehand, so that they blend much more easily. The great thing about the Vitamix blender is because it's so powerful, you can put in even dry dates into a smoothie and they will blend up. They will blend up evenly and nicely without leaving any lumps at the end, which is a problem I used to have when I was first going raw. This was shortly after I bought my first blender, and I thought that I could do the recipes as the people did them on YouTube, you know, all these gurus and things, but no man, you've got to soak them if you have them. But if you soak them, you know, it'll all be fine and you can still reap the benefits of a great recipe. So we have some dates here. I'm going to put now approximately, I'd say 2 teaspoons of maca. Teaspoon. I could even use one of these. Not really fun to use. Maybe next time. Let's just go with the good old-fashioned teaspoon for now. I'd say 2 teaspoons is probably enough. 1 and 2. Okay, 2 teaspoons of maca. And just a bit of vanilla, not much. It's very strong, you don't want to waste it, but vanilla really gives it an extra little kick. Wow, does that smell divine, or does that smell divine? I wish you were here to smell this vanilla, because it's really something else. Wow, that's gorgeous. So I'll blend this, pour this up, then I'll let you all go. Thank you for being with me while I make this video today. I really appreciate your company, and you're all beautiful. So, here we go. Time of truth. the highest power, but the dates are very dry and they need basically all the horsepower and the vitamins in order to blend. So if you're using a Vitamix, I would leave it going at full throttle after starting off at a medium setting for about a minute or so. And then you can pretty much rest assured from that point on that everything is blended up properly. We'll go. Okay, and there you have it. There's our finished product. You can see. Now, if it's a bit warm, which is going to be, you want to leave it in the freezer, which is what I'm going to do for an hour. So I'll show you what it looks like poured into a bowl. I'll do that, and then I'll leave you all, and I will come back in an hour to show you the texture of it once it's been pulled out of its freezer. Anyways. Ooh. There you go, ooey gooey, ooey gooey. Ooey gooey, ooey gooey. Tastes nice. Anyways, so this is the finished product. Hope you can see it alright. That is your cashew coconut smoothie. So the ingredients are coconut water, coconut meat, coconut flesh, cashew nuts, maybe 200 to 250 grams, teaspoon of vanilla, 2 teaspoons of maca, and 8 or so dates, and there you go. That's for one. You don't want to double that if you've got 2 people, 2 hungry people. Have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for being with me. This has been Wild Rocket with you from Great Shelford in Cambridge. Take care of yourselves. Bye bye now.